Well, it took all of 5 rounds of ranked choice voting, but Maine's largest city has a new mayor. It is Mark Dion.
The former state senator and sheriff and current city councilor winning with 51.5% of the vote. And he's here with us live in the studio. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk with us.
Well, good morning. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, well, Mark, here's the first thing. Talk about the range of emotions from Tuesday night into Wednesday. You were up by about 3,000 votes. And then all of a sudden through the ranked choice process, which can be, by the way, as we very well know, very unpredictable, had you end up winning by 600. You actually told me that you had a concession speech ready to go.
I was ready to go. I mean, we felt good that we won the initial popular vote, but the city adopted RCV, ranked choice voting. So I told all my supporters that night that we're celebrating our work, but the decision would come the next day. So it's tough. You want to be excited. You want to have that happiness that you got the job done, but you got to restrain yourself because the real decision will follow in the morning.
And you said that you knew it was going to be close with Andrew Zarrow. Why was that the case? And did the ranked choice aspect of this kind of come into play with your campaign strategy?
Yes, I mean, I think ranked choice voting at its core ensured exactly what we received, which was a respectful civil campaign. Because we knew that we could gain your support, but we might get your second vote if I wasn't your first choice. So there's no advantage to attack. Collaboration was the key. And actually, we were friends, and we remain friends.
And that doesn't happen too often in politics.
No, I mean, it was sincere because somebody said, oh, you're standing with your friend of me. I said, no, Andrew is my friend. I respect him. We have a difference of opinion on policy, but as human beings, we were in it together.
Let's talk about one of the most important issues, if not the important issue. Of course, it's homelessness. You said this is the most important issue. You have your finger on the pulse of this issue. I'm sure you've gone down and seen some of this. You're a former law enforcement officer. At one point, you even said your granddaughter wanted to go play in the wading pool at Deering Oaks Park. You didn't want her to go down there because you didn't feel like it was safe. So how is it like at the homeless encampments? How bad is it? And what are you going to do to fix it?
The homeless encampments represent a failure in our capacity to house everyone the way we should. I believe in a shelter-first approach. I'm concerned that there are individuals there that actually need intervention in terms of medical issues, whether for substance use disorder or mental health. But there is a notable population that is there to exploit those who are in the camps, and they've been engaging in open, illicit conduct since the beginning, which has been to the detriment of all the abutting neighbors and businesses. And I intend to force the law as it applies to those individuals. And those who are resistant, I'm going to ask the district attorney if we can use, much like a drug court, get them in on a minor charge in order to compel their participation or admission into a proper therapeutic environment.
And sort of a component, of the homelessness crisis is, of course, the housing crisis. So what do you think needs to happen there? There's not enough housing in the city.
I wish I was on the Federal Reserve. I'd lower the interest rate. That is the big piece. That's outside the reach of a mayor or a city council. But I hope to work with private developers to see if we can leverage our housing trust funds and state funds in order to propel some construction.
One of the things that have been brought up in City Council is allowing the homeless to stay out there through April 30th in public places, except for a few places like City Hall Plaza, Monument Square, and a few others. What's your stance on that? Because it seems that might open up a whole can of worms on that.
My stance is no. It doesn't make any logical sense. Are we to stand by through the winter months and wait for people to freeze to death or be subject to a fire or some other kind of fatal accident in the camps? That can't stand. I want to move forward with the city manager and her team to clear those encampments and get people into shelter for winter. That's our primary responsibility. I'm not going to pause till spring to see how it all sorts itself out.
What's the biggest message you want to get out there for our viewers who are watching right now, those who maybe voted for you and maybe those who didn't vote for you?
I was elected to be mayor of the entire city for everyone, not just my supporters, but those who didn't agree with my positions. My job is to facilitate partnership and collaboration. And I think that was demonstrated yesterday in the way that Andrew and I congratulated each other on the outcome. I intend to bring that ethic forward and work with my rivals to get a good answer to some of these problems.
You of course, were a state senator, a sheriff in the police department. You ran for governor. You finally got a pretty good position with mayor. When you woke up and you knew you were mayor or when you were at City Hall, did you have to pinch yourself and go, wow, really? Am I really mayor?
I actually was overcome with a level of emotion I didn't expect. I mean, I got kind of choked up and teary-eyed. I mean, it's pretty humbling to think that the people of this city have put their trust in you as a leader to help them move forward. So I respect their decision. I accept that responsibility, and I hope I don't let them down.
Mayor-Elect Mark Dion, thank you so much for your time this morning.
Thanks for having me on.